We should have some guys old enough to take over the camp.
Stand by, please.
Mm-hmm.
Foundation camp. Learn more right after this.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to Community Watch. Greg.
Doc. Yes, sir.
At some point, you're supposed to do
I
this?
don't know, man. Just flowing with it. It's out. We're doing one of our shows today.
All right.
You know.
We're going to talk about camp, Foundation Camp.
Yes, we are.
We have survived 8 Foundation camps.
Survive is a good word.
The 9th one's coming up.
It's a good word, survive. Yes. And you know what's funny about Foundation Camp? I don't know about you and David, but every year I'm just like, oh. But when it's over, you know, I'm so proud that, you know, we did another year. I mean, I'm so proud of what we've done in those 2 weeks, but during those 2 weeks, I mean, it really can be a labor of love.
A labor of
love.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, we are going to talk about Foundation Camp today. Foundation Camp. Well, if it's possible that you don't know what Foundation Camp is, you really have to watch this show, because it's a special camp. It's coming up in June, and we'll tell you all about it. But we have David Mathis with us, without whom the camp could not exist, and one of our counselors, about an almost graduate, Demarius Morgan, is also going to be with us. So we will have our guests joining us momentarily. Stay with us. Foundation Camp Talk right after this.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to Community Watch, and we're thrilled to have with us today Demarius Morgan and David Mathis to talk about Foundation Camp. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Demarius, have you been on the show before?
No, I haven't.
This is your first?
This is my first time.
How did we avoided that?
How did he allow us?
That's true. That's true.
Someone so charming as
Yeah,
Demarius.
Demarius.
Well, I guess we need to talk about what Foundation Camp is, essentially, to get that out. It is a 2-week camp, although we started with 1 week. We had 1 year with 1 week, but
25 kids.
And 25 kids. So now we're up to 2 weeks and 100 plus, 110, 115.
120.
120. It is a 2-week camp for boys and young men ages 10 to 14, which we do, the college, Georgia Highlands College, does in partnership with the 100 Black Men of Rome, North and Northwest Georgia. What else can we say about what it is?
I'm still. That's one thing I love about the camp. I don't know about y'all, but to me, it's like one of those things where it's constantly evolving. I mean, it seems like every year, we're tweaking it and tweaking it. And that's what I like about it, that it's not just a regular camp. You know, it evolves every year, something different.
Well, I know our mission early on, even though there are athletics in the camp and things you would expect in I guess what might be an ordinary camp, one aspect that we intentionally included from the beginning was an experience on a college campus, a positive experience on a college campus, so that the campers could begin to think about college as a possibility for themselves.
Hence, foundation.
Yes. And we do have academic subjects.
We do.
Taught by college professors. We have a broad range of what we call enrichment sessions, but there are all kinds of things that help, I would say, help those young men develop as men.
Yes.
As young men.
I would agree.
And David Mathis, who was assistant athletic director at the college, is really the person that puts together the logistics of everything that allows it to happen. I don't know really what our job is exactly, but
David does what he does, so we can do what we do. Okay. Which I don't know what we do, but
so thank you for.
Well, thank you, and you do have a vital role, both of you. Don't downplay your role. We couldn't do this without the partnership with 100 Black Men of Rome in Northwest Georgia, and of course Georgia Highlands, who's gracious enough to open the entire campus for us for 2 weeks. So we pretty much have access to anything we need, from facilities to infrastructure to staff and we've had great partnerships with our professors on campus that do programs that help enrich these kids' lives and make sure that they understand that they can and should go to college. There's a means there for them to do that. Fine example right here. And we're looking forward to bringing those 10-year-olds on, going through this program, also mentoring them, not just at the camp, but the programs that you two do, mentor them throughout the year. And Greg brought up a good point about the camp. We did 34 years of the National Youth Sports Program, which was a great program, 300 kids, but with that federal funding dried up, Greg, John, and I, we cannot let what we've done here go away. So we built it, and of course we're having to raise funds on our own. There is no grant money, no federally funded money that comes in directly for our camp. So we went out and did this. So that the partnership is there to help build this and grow it and give these young men an opportunity to develop as young men and hopefully one day graduate from college or attend college of their choice.
You know, Dave, when you just said that, something that came to mind is that we three know, and even you, DeMarsh, that really, if we truly wanted to and we had the resources, this camp could be much bigger than what it is. I mean, because the number of parents that start calling before time, and I got an email the other day where y'all still doing that camp. My younger son is old enough this year. I mean, so we have really developed a name for the camp, and I really believe if we had more resources, we really could grow it if we want to. I don't know that we three want to grow it anymore, but I'm just saying it clearly demonstrates there's a need for this type of camp, and the fact that we can play our part means a lot. But there clearly is a need for such a camp.
I'm a little scared now just at the thought of growing it, but yeah, I know what you're saying, and we really could. I mean, we would need to get some replacements for us, but other than that,
we'll be senior advisor.
That's true.
Senior advisor.
And now, DeMaurice, you have worked at camp for 3 years.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Really?
My 5th, yeah.
This is your 5th year at the camp. So the camp has been a big part of your life too.
Yeah, it has. I personally like watching the children grow. like as they come in, and then within the next year they've developed and became more mature, and I just like helping them out, watching them grow.
I know that another intentional part of the camp is that we hire. In fact, that's about the only people that get paid. You're about the only person that gets. You are the only person that gets paid at this table. We hire college students to work as counselors, and we do that intentionally so that because the boys and young men that come to the camp, the campers, get to see actual college students and work with actual college students, and for whatever reason, DeMaurice is a role model.
Yes.
They look at him and they want to be like him, and we recognize that enough to know that the part that we want them to see is DeMaurice, the college student, so that they can begin to see themselves in his place someday.
You know, the best way for me to describe that really is the 100 motto: what they see is what they can be, is what they'll be. And I think it's so vital and important, as you say, that these young campers see people that they can aspire to be like, that they can see young men in college, and they it's reinforced that I really can go to college. I really can be like DeMaurice and some of the other counselors. And I mean, that's just one of the unique things about our camp that I'm not sure that a lot of camps have, is that we really, it may not seem like it at times, but this is a very well thought out organization process. This is a really well thought out plan that we have here. And everything kind of works together. Because when DeMaurice was talking about growth of watching the young kids, I know you two, like me, was saying, we have the same privilege of not only watching those young men, but watching those college students who come back year after year as counselors, grow and mature. So much so that we can turn it over to them one day.
One thing that's important too is when DeMaurice was a camp kid through NYSP, so he's been on our kids. So this young man that comes in as a 10-year-old, and what he's going through or anything, he can look right at DeMaurice, and DeMaurice can tell you, I've sat in that desk, I've been in this gym, I've been in these classes, I've done these things, and I'm here now, about to graduate college, and I know that it can be done, and then and let's talk about how to get there, and it needs to start.
Oh yes.
The earlier it can start, the better, and that's what I enjoy about it, and seeing the Coreys and the Ikes, and the story about Ike coming back, he's in medical school. He's coming back and he's going to work this summer. I mean, how special is that?
Yes.
Do you think he's got a busy schedule? I would think so. But he's taking time out to come back to work with us this summer. So it's a great story.
So when did you realize you were a role model, DeMaurice?
Wow. Actually, not too long ago, because my cousin actually came up and told me, he was like, cuz I really look up to you. And I was like, that's when it really hit me, that like people really do look up to me, like children around the community and all that. So I just try to stay positive and try to stay on the right track, thanks to you three guys, of course, but I just try to be a positive role model,
DeMaurice, I really want you to espouse a little bit about this whole process, because see, you wear a B2B shirt, we're proud of that, but you play for Georgia Highlands College, and I mean it hasn't been an easy journey for you, but you have persisted, you have stayed the course, and I mean, I don't know if you even thought a couple of years ago you would be in this position where you not even have offers from other colleges, once you graduate, that you could go on to some other colleges. I mean, I know that really feels good to us. I mean, but talk a little bit about that, what it's been like for you to be where you are now.
I just feel blessed. I mean, coming out of high school, I really didn't have the opportunity that a lot of high school kids had. And I was just thankful that Dr. Hershey looked out for me and got me into school, because coming to college, I wasn't even thinking about coming to college until I talked to Dr. Hershey and then Corey and all those that came and really brought me in. But as far as the basketball and things go, Coach Gaffney really looked out for me, gave me an opportunity. So I like to thank him for that. And I don't know, it's just been a blessing, man, because coming from what I came from and just being able to do what I'm doing now and actually have other offers from other schools, it's just really been a blessing. So,
well, you know, DeMaurice is being uncharacteristically modest because there's been a lot of hard work for you in this. I mean, because you were literally told you will not play. I mean, we'll let you on the team, but you're not going to play. A lot of people would have quit, but you didn't.
I don't have any quit in my system. But
I can say
I'm going to write that down now.
I can say something about that from the athletic side of things.
Yeah.
Once DeMaurice understood what he could do better than anyone else, and found his role and his niche that all of us need to do, not athletically or not, he excelled at it. If we wanted somebody shut down, their best player, he guarded him. And that's coming a long way. That's also coming from a guy that basically about works full time, works every chance he can get. So I know there's no quit in him because he works, he comes to practice, he comes to the tutorials, the study halls, he does the things, the community service that we did, he works at our camp with our kids. So those are examples that he can relate to our campers all across the board, about work, about dedication, about going, staying on top of things, time management. A lot of our athletes, they're basketball players and students, they don't work. This young man does. He's the whole package. So those are things that we all could learn something from.
Well, we need to take a quick break here. When we come back, much more about Foundation Camp, so stay with us.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking.
Viking. Red State. Blue State. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown. Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
Even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Welcome back to Community Watch, and we're talking with DeMaurice Morgan and David Mathis about Foundation Camp. David Mathis is the Assistant Athletic Director, and DeMaurice is soon-to-be graduate of Georgia Highlands, basketball player, Foundation Camp counselor. I don't know, what else? You have a lot of titles, so. But you do have a number of schools that have expressed interest in you continuing your education with them, possibly as an athlete.
Yes, sir. Just a few of them. It would be Tennessee Temple, Middle Georgia, AIB of Iowa, and Greensboro. So
Four,
just a few. Hopefully, I'll be able to attend one after I graduate.
Well, I'm just saying the fact you got somebody looking and letting you know they're interested is an accomplishment in and of itself. It really is.
I was really shocked, because coming out of high school, nobody wanted me. I didn't have the right tools, or I was too small, just wasn't what they needed at the time. So coming from that to actually being pursued by other schools, that's a big accomplishment for me.
But you see, DeMaurice, that's why I think our camp is so important, because I think so many students have had that same script handed to them. For some reason, it's not going to work for them. But you have defied that. I can remember when basketball season, the first year first came, the whole thing. But by the end of the year, certain times you were starting, and I was saying, man, it is so great. Because I remember those earlier conversations and playing your role, as David said, but then you was able to step in, fill in, And I think that's why the camp is so important, because we have to tell our young men that, you know, if you believe you can do it, and if you maximize the opportunities that are given to you, you know, big things can happen. But you got to do your part. And I think that's where Foundation Camp comes in. It's helping young men grow into that realization that they have to do their part. Nobody's going to give it to you. You have to earn it. Because I know some of your classmates, teammates from last year, you know, they came on Georgia Highlands 2-year school. This is still college basketball. You know, it's still a level.
Yes.
It's not high school. And I think a lot of guys learned real quick that this is a different level of basketball besides high school. And so, I mean, it really is a big accomplishment, you know, and I'm really proud that you are coming back to camp to be able to share that story, that whole story about your development.
And camp is
June
2nd
through the 13th.
13th, Monday through Friday, 8 till about 3, roughly.
I said 8 till they get home.
8 till they get home?
It depends on if you ride the bus.
It's not over till they get home.
But we provide transportation within the city limits of Rome. We provide 2 meals a day, and it is free.
Yep. You know, we do several blocks. We start at first activities at 8. We have 50-minute blocks of instructional and athletic things, everything from biology to physics to public speaking to math tutorials to technology to robotics to canoeing, kayaking, soccer, tennis, softball, basketball. We have great partnerships that we couldn't do this with the Coosa Valley Tennis Association provides our tennis awards for camp. They bring their expertise from the USTA to our campus to teach our tennis. CRBI does our canoeing and kayaking with all their expertise. We have art. We have had pottery. We do
swimming lessons.
We all this at no cost to our camp, to our campers and their families. So those opportunities that we do for 2 weeks is a goal to build on, to where when they go back to school in the fall, maybe that's something stuck, and then that's when you come in with mentorships and partnerships that we can do to help monitor these young men. Hopefully we have them every day. I think that's an important thing Dr. Hershey tries to stress, is that we want you here absolutely as many days of those 2 weeks as we can, because there's a little message to this, the way we build on it, and the programming and the things that we do, the lesson plans, how they build throughout the 2-week program. We have a great awards day. We give out a lot of items to our campers, and you know, want to say again, the 100. It's just not something that they support financially. They support it with their manpower by having volunteers there on a daily basis to help our program, help mentor these kids. And you can look at, you know, a lot of our kids might be having a little problem. You'll see one of those guys or one of us be walking around, and you know, it might take just to go over and talk to him a little bit and say, what's going on? How's your day? Maybe in just a minute you can have him back in the flow of his activities. And we do break these down to age groups. And you know, to where we don't have a lot of 10-year-old boys with 14, and they rotate through their own day with their group and their age group. So that's important, and we try to base the programs that we do in relation to their age group and ability.
Now, you know, when David was going through that list, did it hit you like we
My
really
goodness.
like we really do all of it?
Yeah.
Because I guess you get caught up in it. You just don't think about it. But when you start actually, that's a lot of activities that they get exposed to. And for some of them, I know they have never done it before. This is like the first time they've experienced this. And, you know, the basketball, but some of the other stuff that we do that they've never had an opportunity just to participate in.
Well, you know, you want to expose these guys, you know, and it's great that we have started to increase our enrollment from the Hispanic community.
Yes.
which is good. And of course, they love soccer. That's not a non-traditional for them, but it is for a lot of our campers. But then you have tennis, and I tell you, how many of them's been in a canoe, much less a kayak, and them to provide swimming lessons for them that does something to keep them safe.
Yes.
You know, and I jotted down some numbers here that you don't think about it till you start looking at it. Over these 9 years, we've created 135 jobs, summer jobs for college students. We've served over 3,000 meals, hot meals. We've had 1,080 campers. We've had over 7,200 contact instructional hours, and we've had over 5,760 volunteer hours from our community. So you look at that impact of, you know, you see 120 kids in there, but you start taking that over a 9-year period of those from volunteer service to, you know, and that's not taking into account the financial contributions from businesses and individuals to help us support this. So it's a community-wide effort.
Yes, and I think that's something that we all three are very proud of. It is. We want it to be. We want it to be a community. We're always looking for other people to come get involved somehow with the camp, because really it's about exposing them and giving them opportunities. And like you say, having that foundation on a college campus, that, you know, college academics, all of this stuff doesn't have to be something you dread. It can be something you actually embrace and enjoy. And I really believe we're making a profound, well, we know it. We've actually have campers who have now come back. They've come back as college students to work with the program. So I mean, that is one of the biggest achievements we can have, is to have former campers, now college students.
Now I know last year this was actually your baby to provide a separate track for our oldest campers, especially the ones who have been there several years, so they wouldn't be doing the same things. And I believe Demorius had the joy of working with you.
He did.
There were a couple of days Demorius came in looking kind of ragged, and it was sort of like, save me from this, save me. But y'all did some great things.
We did. We really did, and I really do appreciate Demorius, because he was a trooper. Because, you know, my thing is, I really believe in exposure. I believe the more opportunities we put in front of students, they just build their repertoire of the things they can dream of being about. So we did. You know, we did kayak. We did scuba diving, zip lining, some computer animation classes. We did a lot of stuff. We do anger management. You know, we have professionals come in to actually work with anger management. So I mean, but that group 5, providing them with some additional stuff, to me really meant a lot, because I really want those kids to walk away, because they may never have some of those opportunities again. And I'm okay with that. If they never do, fine, but at least we can say these are some of the things that we provided for you. And it hopes to be change their life.
And you know, the anger management, I think I come after sitting in that class with Jamel Dortch. I think it was the 10-year-old group 1. And he asked these young men a question about, give me a time or situation to where you felt angry. And listening to them open up, and he's got he has an art to where these kids open up. And some of the stories that I heard that day, I came back and told both of you. I'm going, wow. Knock a lot of grown men off their feet, much less a 10-year-old young man. And what they overcome obstacle-wise, they will knock us off our feet. But then they get off that bus every morning. They got a smile on their face. They're looking forward to being there. They know they got a great day with the no bully zone, with everything's great, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to learn something today, and that's an opportunity.
Well, we've got to take another break here. When we come back, I will give you some particulars about how you can get one of your young friends into Foundation Camp. So stay with us.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We've been talking about Foundation Camp, which is a partnership between Georgia Highlands College and the 100 Black Men of Rome in Northwest Georgia. 2-week summer camp for boys ages 10 to 14, free. If you're interested in applying, having a camper apply for a camp, or you need more information, you can email me at jhershey, JHERSHEY, at highlands.edu, jhershey at highlands.edu, and I'll let you know all about it. And thank you for being on the show, and we'll be talking more about camp real soon. June 2nd it starts. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time on Community Watch.